Hello, I'm Caroline Adams, Director of the UC Santa Barbara Office of the Ombuds. Almost every one of us has been touched in some way by COVID-19. Many of us find ourselves glued to the news, and it all seems like bad news. It'd be easy to drift into despair. I'm not saying that we don't have reason to be negative. I know there are people out there who are facing real economic hardship. Maybe they know someone who's sick. But that is the opposite of what we need right now. It's more important than ever to take care of ourselves physically and mentally. So I'm going to talk about a few easy things that we can all try to do right now to get through this difficult time. So how can we stay positive during this time? More than ever before, we need to be taking care of ourselves both physically and mentally. Did you know that 50% of your happiness comes from your genes approximately, about 10% from your circumstances, but 40% of your happiness comes from your own actions. Yes, that means that happiness, at least a good portion of our happiness, is within our control. And it's important for us to have some control over our lives when it seems like there's so much now that's not in our control. Now, again, I'm not saying that we can resolve all of our health challenges just with our minds, or that we can just wish away our problems or stick our head in the sand and ignore them. But there are a lot of research-based methods that we can use to maintain our happiness and be positive during these times. So why is it important for us to take control of our well-being? So I'm just going to talk a little bit about our fear response. So when confronted by a threat, our biological fear response kicks in, also known as fight or flight. We get tunnel vision, we get focused on one narrow thing, the blood moves away from our brains, and we act instinctively without really thinking. We also lose our ability to solve complex problems. If we continue in this response, we can get adrenal burnout and get sick. And that's not where we want to be when we're facing a pandemic. Fortunately, some psychologists have found proven ways to increase positivity. After engaging in certain activities, psychologist Martin Seligman found that people exhibited overall increased self-esteem, reduced anxiety, improved relationships, reduced depression, immunity and physical health were improved, and better memory and decision-making. Similarly, psychologist Sean Acor found that practicing certain exercises in positivity led to using 15 fewer sick days annually, a 30% increase in productivity, and 300% increase in creative problem solving. These are things we can definitely use right now. So here are 4 things you can do now to increase your positivity. First, start to see the positive. When we train ourselves to look for something, that's all we see. We are accustomed to looking for risks, roadblocks, dangers. In fact, 3 minutes of negative news in the morning can cause us to be 30% more likely to report having a negative day at the end of the day. So instead of making negative assumptions, let's start looking for positive explanations. At the end of the day, write down something positive that happened over the day. Do this at the end of the week and the end of the month. This way you'll train yourself to start seeing the positive. Second, let's flip the equation. As we focus on the positive, let's put energy into the positive. As we recognize it, build on it, increase it. The next time somebody asks you how you are, make an effort to respond with what is going well. Number 3, make things positive just by changing your mindset. Many experts agree that we're happiest and most engaged when we're applying the skills we have to a challenging situation. But psychologists have found that people can face the same situation from 2 different views. We can see something as an exciting opportunity and persevere through it, or we can see it as a danger, an impossible task that leaves us stressed out, anxious, and likely to give up. It's simply how we choose to see it. This is evident in kids and adults. Likewise, we can see our jobs as, well, just a job, something to pay the bills, that 4-letter word work, or we can see it as a meaningful pursuit, our contribution to a greater purpose. Number 4, share the positive. Did you ever notice that when someone yawns, it makes you yawn? These are our mirror neurons in action. As humans, we can't help but reflect the emotions of people around us. Having a happy friend increases the odds that we'll be happy by 15%. And having a happy next door neighbor increases the odds by a whopping 35%. When we can't be physically close to people during these times, it's more important than ever to communicate positivity in your relationships to colleagues, faraway family, and workers in the community. Here's a quick way to do that. Think of something positive that someone has done. Now, when you finish watching this, go thank or praise that person. So there you have it. 4 things for you to keep in mind to stay positive. Train yourself to look for the good things. When you find them, build on them. Change your perspective, and share with other people. The Office of the Ombuds is available to speak with you about any UCSB related issue. Let us try to show you the positive in your unique situation. Give us a call, 805-893-3285. Bye and thank you.